If you think D.C. is consumed with the Mueller report, you would have been proved wrong today in Seattle.
His rhetoric and tweet storms have led many people to believe that this administration is very terrible for Washington's importers, exporters, and service providers.
Policy was center stage at a meeting on the Amazon campus. 4 local sitting members of Congress talking trade at the Washington Council of International Trade Conference. Only one brief mention,
obviously in the news the last few days with the Mueller report, I said it,
of the topic that has consumed political circles since Thursday. And it came from Snohomish County Democrat Rick Larsen.
It does not exonerate the president. In fact, it is a quote in the Mueller report that it says it does not exonerate the president.
Larsen, whose district includes more Boeing workers than any other, used an appropriate analogy.
A lot of folks have already traveled to the destination they want to, as opposed to taking the journey and letting the journey take them where the facts say we should go.
He believes, as do other prominent Democrats, that the Mueller report is more damaging than first believed. But Larsen says he's willing to be pragmatic. And where do you stand on the I word?
I'm not ready to say impeachment. Again, there's not a preordained outcome for these investigations.
Larsen says he is willing to investigate other aspects of the report, which have cast a shadow on some of the other complicated issues.
By forcing so much disruption, the president has created enormous leverage with our country's strongest and largest trading partners.
Closer to home. In Seattle, Chris Daniels, King 5 News.